What's up, citizens of Gotham? Whoops. Having some mic trouble. How's everybody doing? Can you see me and hear me all right? What's over here? Let me get the Streamlabs thing done. Signing on to Streamlabs. Just got done surfing with Putin. That was fun. He was talking to me about all the elections that he's overthrown and how the CIA has never overthrown anything. It's pretty cool. That was an interesting discussion. I'm drinking a smoothie. I have oops, come on, computer. Computer. Hello, computer. So, you know what? No. I'm sorry. I'm getting everything all set up. Center of the screen. Oh, I forgot this is the light. Don't go in the light. Highlight. What's up? Good. Justin, Susan, Lee, Natural Progressive. Hello. Quick night. Raved hard last night. Night to relax with Graham. Justin Goldberg, what's in the smoothie? Unsweetened organic almond milk, and a little bit of unsweetened organic cashew milk because my almond milk ran out. I'm trying the cashew milk. Half a frozen organic banana, a whole frozen kiwi. I don't know if I couldn't find an organic one, but whole frozen kiwi, a handful of frozen organic mangoes, some frozen spinach and kale and everything, a little bit of unsweetened organic peanut butter, protein powder, boom. No, Andrew, we just got here. Oh, I gotta enjoy this smoothie. It's so good. The ocean water is getting colder because it's winter, so I wasn't sure if I'd want a frozen smoothie. But smoothies are magic. Pure magic. I should just make smoothie drinking videos. Maybe they'll catch on like those fucking unwrapping videos. I don't get it. Don't get it. Watching someone do something, I don't get it. Yeah, it's not. Hey, Cat B. The unproven one, Brandon Ace. Let me answer your question. Why do you think people are still loyal to Trump even though he has pretty much stabbed them in the back multiple times? Well, I think, his diehard, I think some of his regular followers or people who just sort of voted for him hoping he was going to shake things up, I think some of them are starting to go, wait a minute, this ain't working. His diehard followers, many of them are disenfranchised white people that feels like he's their voice. And so they're only getting their news from Fox. Anyone else is fake news in their eyes. So they're not, everything is spun to fit into their view. So they're not seeing it as him stabbing him in the back. That's my guess. That's my guess of it. But, I did that video a couple months ago about the farmers getting a bailout. they're getting a subsidy from the U.S. government because they're really getting hurt by the trade war that Trump has started with China. And, you know, there's a guy that I quoted who said, hey, man, we all voted for Trump, and he said he was going to fix this, and he's making it worse. So I don't know how much longer we're going to stay with him. Now, that's something the Democrats should be jumping all over. Let's get a labor progressive in there for 2020. I don't see that happening. So they're going to just stay with Trump. When the Democrats put up some Joe Biden or whatever, they're just going to stay with Trump. I lived in the Yukon. You don't know cold. I just mean surfing in 60-degree water is cold. I'm not saying Southern California is cold. I used to live in Chicago. I get it. RabS27, glad you got a notification. MOS, the two-party system. For sure. What's up, baby Gerald? Taj Marie, snowed in, studying for GMAT in order to cross the dark side into going into business consulting. However, it would be for fostering the launch of green energy startups. Couldn't get the CPS opportunity. Excuse me. Don't feel bad. Glad you're studying. You know, try to do the change from within. Cat B, why does the GOP stay with him? No one is jumping ship. Well, this is so good. I'm sorry. Stop distracting me, wonderful smoothie. Not going to play your games anymore. What was your question? I'm sorry. Why does the GOP stay with him? No one is jumping ship. Good question, Cat B. I think the GOP, he's the president. So the GOP has a lot of power. They have control of the Senate, which is huge. It's better to have control of the Senate than the House. They lost control of the House, but they still have control of the Senate. And look, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are already making deals with Trump. They want to build a wall. They're going to figure it out. So he's their guy. Until it seems like he's going to lose, they're going to stick with him. Or impeachment is sure to happen, they're going to stick with him. There's a lot of people within the GOP that probably don't like him and see him as crazy or a threat or whatever. But when the president is from your party, you have all this power. So that's why they're sticking with him. In my opinion, I could be wrong. Great show with Sam Tripoli the other day, Graham. Thank you, baby Gerald. Yeah, so if you haven't watched or listened to Tinfoil Hat, Sam Tripoli is a friend of mine, has this podcast and YouTube called Tinfoil Hat. He does what I do. You know, he records it in front of video and audio, and so he releases both. So, which is one. Boom. Hold on. You just gave me an idea. So yeah, check out, I forget what number episode it is, but I'm on Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli. It's a conspiracy podcast, but it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome what we talk about. I like Sam, and he really gets into the deep conspiracies. Stable Genius Progressive. Trump is the most Republican that has ever Republicaned. That's why the Republicans love Trump. Yeah. Taj Marie. Oh, I'm glad you subscribed to Tinfoil Hat because I was on it. That's awesome. Yeah, the cool thing about, we've had some great crossover. Some of the Tinfoil Hat people have come out to progressive comedy tour shows that Ron and I have done on the road, which is awesome because Ron and I were both on it ahead of last June, right before the tour we did in June. So that's been pretty cool. So Taj Marie asked for a question. What are your thoughts on the protest in France and Neera Tanden's tweet against the protesters? Do you think the euro may be in jeopardy? Wow, that's a great question. Yeah, please hit the like button, guys, and then you can support the channel and stuff like that. Thank you, Natural Progressive. I appreciate it, Chris. That's a great question, Taj Marie. The thoughts in France are showing like Macron or whatever, you know, yay, centrism. This is what centrism looks like. Centrism is really just corporate fascism disguised as a liberal, you know, and look what they do. They're turning on their people. This is happening all over the planet. Neera Tanden is a corporatist. She's a corporatist. She's in favor of banking and war and all that other crap. And but because she's, you know, pro-choice and gay marriage, thinks she's some sort of liberal. So of course she's going to smear protesters. She doesn't even know what she's talking about. She just says crazy shit on Twitter. She's just a left-leaning Ann Coulter. I mean, who cares? She's just nuts. She's out of her mind. The euro might be in trouble with Brexit. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to really weigh in with I don't feel like I have enough information to give a concise opinion on it, but I will say this. Look at how the French police are treating the protesters. Smacking them around, super violent, you know, and unfortunately, this is what it's going to look like. Mass protest and mass resistance. This is what it's going to look like. So, I mean, Neera Tanden is just a jackass. She's just a full-blown jackass, you know. But like button has been passed. Thank you so much. And hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button, even if you have already, because YouTube unsubscribes people. More like austerity in France. You could be right. Justin Goldberg, Graham, what do you know about Linda Moulton Howe? The story of the 29 killed by the AI military robots could be monumental. I feel like a lot more research on Howe's career is necessary for me personally. Yeah, that's a great point. No, so I found that clip or that story or that video, YouTube, that hour-and-a-half video of Linda Moulton Howe from Tinfoil Hat. And I decided to put that and do a video on it because, and it's a fair question. Some of the comments were like, wait a minute, Graham, she talks about UFOs and cattle mutilations and stuff like that. I don't necessarily think she's wrong or crazy for doing that, but I don't know that much about her. I'll be very fair and honest about that. What was significant to me, even more so, was the Elon Musk, what he's been saying, and that clip that I pulled that she showed of him saying we need to be terrified of AIs. So, because somebody brought up a valid thing, like, well, one guy called me and said that 29 people were killed by 4 AIs. And somebody put in the comment section, even somebody on Twitter said, Graham, you know, that's not enough proof. You need more. And that's fair, man. I didn't do some extensive research on her. I'll tell you what I did do. I Googled 29 killed. AIs kill people. And all I saw was, are robots going to kill your jobs? I didn't see anything covering this. I didn't do a lot of research on her, admittedly. But when I didn't see any stories about these robots killing people, that made me want to do the video. Because if she is correct, if her sources are accurate, and it is a cover-up, I mean, this is exactly the thing that the governments would cover up. So that's why I wanted to do the video. I just wanted to get that out there. And more importantly, what Elon Musk has been saying in numerous places, that's what we really should be paying attention. Because let's just say Linda Moulton Howe let's say she's nuts. Let's say she's a wingbird. She has no verifiable sources. She's just making crazy shit up. Let's just say that's the case. All right. And the 29 people didn't get killed. It's a fabrication. It's just trying to be some sort of like Skynet scare tactic or whatever. Okay. But what Elon Musk says, that's scary. What Elon Musk is saying is that absolutely could happen. So that to me is enough. And then Celeste Holmes on my Twitter feed started tweeting all these different stories about tech workers wanting to ban AIs because they're seeing the danger firsthand. And, you know, they've had numerous conversations with, and governments are like, well, you know, and the conversation needs to be had. So that's why I did it. And again, if it's proven that she is not reliable, then I apologize. And I'm sorry for that. Like I said, I may get it wrong. I don't have a team of researchers. It's me and a laptop. And it's a fair question. I'm glad you guys brought it up. It's a fair thing to bring up. But if I am wrong about her, the thing that I'm not wrong, that is there's nothing to be wrong about, is what Elon Musk said. So that's the reason I did the video, and that's the takeaway I got from why I did it, and why I think even if you think everything she says is bullshit, I would still hold on to what Elon Musk said. That's my opinion. Jimmy Dore is a Russian tool. Neoliberalism is a pretty face of fascism. That's hilarious. Hey, Jerry K. What's up? You hit all the buttons. Thank you for hitting the buttons. All right, who do we got here? Hey, Natural Progressive. Chris, check out her show, Natural Progressive. She's from Utah. I've done a bunch of interviews with her. We do one every month. She brings up a lot of interesting stuff from Utah and what's going on there. We talked about Bears Ears. She talked about how the LDS, the Church of Latter-day Saints, is trying to rewrite the medical marijuana law that was passed by the voters. But here's what she has to say. I got to go, but had to show support first. Thank you for everything, Graham. Thanks to you, I got on Uphill Media. Awesome. Right on. Can't wait to see you in Salt Lake City in May. Watch the newest UPAC public lands info. Great. I will do that. Natural Progressive, thank you for supporting the show. We are doing a show in Salt Lake City. We're doing 2 shows. May 11th. Let's make sure I have this correct. It's at GrahamElwood.com. So we are doing a progressive comedy tour show. May 11th in Salt Lake City, and then May 12th we're doing Political Vigilante Live. Ron will be my guest, obviously. So you can buy individual tickets. That each show is $15. You can buy both shows for $25. So those links are at GrahamElwood.com. And Chris, we'll get to meet you in person, and we'll do an in-person interview. Thank you for supporting the show, and go watch the Natural Progressive. I love that all you guys got your own shows. It's cool. Andrew Street, 29 people would have a lot of family that would speak out, at least in Japan. That's a valid point. That's a valid point. Bye, Chris. Annabelle Corley. Good day, mate. Hi, Graham. Not at work today. I'm pretending it's Sunday here. Haha. Well, that's awesome. All right, Steve Henry, come on. Hey, Marcia Smith. Happy Hanukkah, blessed Yule, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy New Year. Outstanding. Yes, the 11th and 12th of May, I will be in Salt Lake City. We've added shows in Houston and Fort Worth, Texas. All those are at GrahamElwood.com. Matthew Jones, thanks for supporting the show. Shave the knuckles for justice. Wish I was in Cali so I could see a live show. I appreciate all your commentary, good material. Matthew, thank you so much for supporting the show. I'm also in February. It's not Progressive Comedy Tour, but I'm headlining 3 different Zanies comedy clubs in the Chicago area, the St. Charles one, the downtown one, and the Rosemont one. And that's February 21st through March 2nd. Again, all those dates are at GrahamElwood.com. And of course, Florida, January 9th through the 12th. We're going Gainesville. We're going Orlando. We're going Coral Gables. We're going Jacksonville. Come to one of the shows. I would really appreciate it. Matthew Jones, thanks for just, yeah. And seeing a live show, a live Jimmy Dore show is pretty awesome. I think his next one is February 2nd. I'll be on that show. Please check it out. If you're in LA, man, come to a show. Flappers are great. And I think Jimmy's going to be doing more live Jimmy Dore shows, which is great. Damn. Oh. Sorry, smoothie break. Agent Dale Chomsky, we think of intelligence as us, therefore an AI we create will be like us, i.e. homicidal and suicidal. Yeah, that's a fucking scary thought, but that's the thing. It's terrifying me. Schultz 100. People we got to get over before we get under. James Brown, nice. AC Blaine, Scrabble Eddie, good to see ya. I'd be saving more if I wasn't nowhere else quoting song lyrics. Nice. And Miles, Florida. Yeah, I'll be in Florida in January. Yes, and doing Stay in Your Lane comedy. That's the show at the bowling alley, the Corbin Bowl in Tarzana. That is December 22nd. Marcia Smith is coming. Those are fun shows. It's 6 comics, myself, Jim Bruce, Raja Michaels, and I forget the names of the others, but everyone does 15-minute sets. It's a lot of fun. It's $10 to get in. They got food and drink specials. If you're in the LA area, December 22nd, come out to that show. It's a lot of fun. Frost Nixon, nice. Question for Graham. How many Americans have to die before the apathetic left will stop voting for the DNC? Harvard, new study finds 45,000 deaths annually linked to lack of health coverage. God, what a horrifying statistic. That's a horrifying statistic, 45,000. I don't know. You know, part of the thing about that, again, people really don't want to talk about is part of Hillary's campaign was wanting Trump to be the front runner because they thought he'd be easier to beat because he was so out there. You know, when people accuse WikiLeaks, oh, they only went after the Clintons. If you go to WikiLeaks and type in Trump, right? So I was on a Unity for Jay on Friday, and I was talking to Chris Hedges, which was awesome. And I got the interview, and I'm going to drop it on Political Vigilante. I'm talking to Chris Hedges via Skype. It's fucking fantastic, man. So now he knows who I am, I hope. That'd be sweet. Hedges. And Holt, sorry, having a mic cable issue. You know, that's so one of the things that was in the Podesta emails was the opposition research that the Democrats and Hillary's campaign did about Trump. So there's all this stuff that they got out of the Podesta email. Some of it was very damaging for Trump. That's all on WikiLeaks too. I just don't know. I think because Trump is so awful, people have, you know, as I've said, is the Trump derangement syndrome that I read on Black Agenda Report is where I first heard that, Trump derangement syndrome. So I don't know, man. Frost Nixon, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take for people to not. I'm sorry. That's like I'm hoping the Medicare for all is the issue that really, because that's getting louder and louder. People are really starting to demand it. And I think that might be the undoing of the DNC is they're like acquiescing to the healthcare and the big pharmaceutical industry. I think that's what's going to be their undoing. That's my guess because of the stat you just quoted, the 45,000 deaths that Harvard, that they came up with. So thanks again, Matthew Jones. We'll hopefully see you in California somewhere on the road. Plantastic Life. What's up, Dominic? Shave 'em. AOC is sharing how the congressional orientation process is controlled by corporate donors. She is providing her constituents a great service. Yeah, that's great. I love what she's doing. She's live tweeting all these. She's like, all these, one of her tweets was like, we've had 6 corporate leaders, nobody talking about labor. It's so awesome. Because what's great is it shows the left, you know, how full of shit they are, that the left is taking corporate money and not for the worker. And then it shows the right that's like, oh, she's some horrible libtard, you know. No, she's fighting for workers' rights. And a lot of workers are Republicans and live in red states. She's fighting for workers. And that's going to start to resonate. That's going to start to infiltrate the right and the left that has been smearing her. I mean, the right definitely comes after her more, but the left does too, for sure. And this is great. She's just pulling this is why are we listening to these corporate? And she goes, this has been happening since the 70s. This is ridiculous. It's so awesome that she's doing that. You bring up a great point, Plantastic Life. I love that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is sharing the whole orientation process. If you haven't, go to her Twitter feed and see it. It's shit. I'll show it to all of you, some of her tweets. You can see what some of them said. Let's do the... Where is it? So here it is. Whoa! Looks like our congressional orientation is a lot more lobbyists than we thought. This is not okay. Lobbyists are not impartial. They are employed. Like, this is great. I couldn't agree more with this. This guy, Andy Slavitt, we must provide transparent, factual resources to policymakers. The only way to get out of the situation is, let's see. Wow. I want to let you all know that your advocacy and protests are working. In a conversation about national security last week, several members asked about climate change. Nice. Anna Presley's advocacy for women and girls' safety abroad shaped the conversation greatly. This is fantastic. It's so great that she's doing this. Let me go back to this one. +60 incoming members were listening to panels without knowing which were hired lobbyists. And nobody from labor, as she said. So I would follow her if you're not already and read what she's doing, because she's basically live tweeting. Everyone's selling out. So thanks, Dominic. And thanks again, Matthew Jones. Schultz 100. Chris Hedges says he and Bernie are friends, and the brother will run again. Chris sounded like he is in the know. Ooh, that's good. Caitlin Johnstone, the largest conspiracy theory peddlers are mainstream media and the U.S. State Department. Right on. Whoops. Frost Nixon, The Intercept. Nancy Pelosi promises that Democrats will handcuff the Democratic agenda, Medicare for all, if they retake the House. Absolutely. I'm glad Marcia Smith's health is doing well. Stable Genius Progressive. So Graham, some dude posted a video of Jimmy Dore at a comedy show entertaining conspiracy theories about the Vegas shooting and other crap. Any thoughts on that? Is Jimmy a cray conspiracy nut? No, he's not. This is the thing. All Jimmy has done is ask some questions. Like the Seth Rich thing. Oh, Jimmy Dore's pushing Seth Rich conspiracy. No. He just asked. Like, it seems odd. Shouldn't we be asking this question? Seth Rich is murdered. There's no signs of a robbery, and they used to call it a robbery gone bad. Can't we ask the questions? If somebody says, what's going on, shouldn't we just be able to ask the question? Even if we come back with the conclusion that, no, there's no conspiracy here. What's wrong with, like, asking the question means you're automatically a conspiracy nut or you're pushing some agenda? I mean, we see how the deep state works. We see what they're up to. We have to ask these questions. You know, I've thought about I personally don't believe in these shootings are staged or crisis actors or anything like that. I just don't. I don't necessarily believe in that, but because the gun issue is pretty simple. We have easy access to guns and a lot of untreated mental illness, and that's a horrible combination. But no, Jimmy is not a conspiracy nut. It's not a Slim Fast Shake. Slim Fast Shake. Jefferson Free Pass. How about Comey's new Alzheimer's problem? He suffers from can't remember shit. Yeah. That's hilarious. All right. Moose Gal. She created I have a Goodreads page that Moose Gal created on goodreads.com. Don't forget Graham has a book club. I believe it's called Graham's Progressive Book Club. If more people join me, we can get the ball rolling. Yeah, go to, I haven't plugged this. Thank you for bringing that up. She set it up and I set some stuff up in it. So we'll start a book club suggesting some books to read and we'll all talk about them, which is cool. Slow News Day. Happy Sunday. If we don't decouple the money from the electoral process, we don't get the change the planet needs us to make. Great point. Very great point. Make sure to hit the like button. Thanks for the tip. Let's see where we're at here. James P.W. Martin, thank you for supporting the show. Knuckles for America. I have a series of satire articles about Russiagate. I do what they do, write a BS article and source it for the next jameswpmartin.com/karaokegate. Well, that's hilarious. Everyone check that out. jamespwmartin.com/karaokegate. Good for you. Thanks for supporting the show. And thanks for mocking it. I think, it's one of the reasons I'm trying to do this, and Jimmy and every Ron, and we're all trying to, there's some serious stuff to handle on covering all these topics that, there's not a lot of jokes to be made. But where there is an opportunity to make jokes, I try to make them just so I don't go nuts. So hats off for making your own karaoke gate. Nice. Thank you, James P.W. Martin, for supporting the show. Go check out his karaoke gate. It's probably real. Karaoke machines. You're only a conspiracy nut when you start asking questions about why people commit suicide by shooting themselves twice in the back of the head. Okay. I think we're talking about, we're talking about France. Kinky, thank you for coming on. The news implies the protesters were violent, but they don't mention that gendarmes initiated it. Yeah, that's the typical tactic. There's a peaceful protest, and I'm sure this is what's happening in France. And then they antagonize the protest, and then they say, well, the protesters got violent, we had to do this. And that's the thing that's kind of great about the internet now, and everyone's got a smartphone. People are just live. They're just putting these videos online. It's like, oh, wait a minute. There's the French police just, nightsticking the shit out of people, just beating the crap out of people. Oh, but they started it. That's what they always say when there's a protest. They started it. No, you showed up in riot gear wanting this to happen. You were hoping this was to happen, and you pushed it to happen. Oh, thanks for bringing that up. Who's the progressive voice? I checked him out a couple of times, and man, he really's got it out for Jimmy. Whatever. Well, that's the other thing too. Everyone's just co-opting the term progressive, right? Like all natural. You see that on something like some food item. It's all natural, or eco, or I've said this a bunch. That's what they do, you know. And depending on who they're talking to, like, I'm a progressive, I'm a liberal, you know, like. But then there's that clip of Obama, like, I'm pretty Republican, he said in 2012. If you're a real progressive, you want to get out. You should be. You're anti-war, your Green New Deal, your free healthcare, free college, and workers' rights. You know, and the obvious ones too: equality, women's rights, you know, gay marriage, all that stuff. But those are the you know, those are the big ones that that I don't think that we can like back down. Like the environment, we can't back down from that, because without it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other rights and laws are passed. If the environment goes, it's over. It's over. So. Graham, we should stick to one definition of these political terms. I think your meaning of progressives is the Justice Democrats platform, right, Graham? Yeah, pretty close. Yeah. 12 years and counting? No, Phil. 11. It's almost 2019. Jerry K, free college. Why would I pay for others? Get a job, take out a loan. The government should not pay for everything. All right. So first of all, there's crushing student loan debt. College is now 5 to 10 times more than what it was when I went to school. And this is the richest country in the history of the world. So the government is spending. We shouldn't have free college, but we should have $700 to $800 billion a year for war. No. Read up on MMT. You'll understand why your argument doesn't even make sense. We're not even using tax dollars. This is the richest country in the history of the world. We literally could have money for all of this, but they're not, because the powerful don't want us to have an education. And they want people like you to think, oh, I'm not paying my taxes for you to go to college. Why not? Your tax is theft. Kinky, thank you for supporting the show. Boom. Graham, now that we have video proof that Macron is gassing his own people, do you think the U.S. will invade and occupy France and bring in their army of Al-Qaeda like in Syria? I laugh not because it sounds like maybe you're being facetious or you're bringing up a valid point. Either way, I hear what you're saying, and it's a great point. It's a great point. When people say that, that's, God, what a great point, Kinky. So, yeah, and that's what you should say when people are like, we got to bomb Syria. Oh, so are we going to have ISIS? That's a great question. No, I don't think the United States will occupy France and use Al-Qaeda to bring in their Al-Qaeda army. No, I don't think they will do that like they did in Syria, but that's a great point that you're making, and it really shows the hypocrisy of the American war machine. Going back to this other person that was like, why should I pay for everyone's college? Why are we paying for Syria? Why are we paying for 100 bombs a day to get dropped? Why are we spending all of that money? And when you learn that America's, the Federal Reserve the federal government creates its own currency, we could have all this stuff. But thank you, Kinky, for supporting the show. What a great point. Maybe we should, maybe to show how ridiculous Syria is, we should be pushing for the invasion of France. I might tweet something similar to this, Kinky, if it's all right by you, because I got a lot of followers and I think this is great. Thank you for supporting the show. Oh God, that's fucking awesome. Why do I have to pay for the roads you drive on? Oh, Jerry, I'm sorry you don't like reasonable thought. Why do we give $50 billion in tax subsidies for big oil? You did just write a joke for me, Kinky. The price of a couple of bombs could support a person for the bulk of their life, but I guess we're all morons, huh, Jer? Why was it okay to have free high school long ago, but not college? Second of all, I thought California and New York did free college for almost many decades ago. Yeah, they did. Used to be you took out a government issued Sally Mae loan. Now you take a loan from a bank. The bank is getting back all the money plus interest guaranteed. Thus tuition rates started to skyrocket. Yep. Why did Amazon not pay taxes in 2017? That's what you should be mad about, Jerry. Why does Amazon get tax breaks? Why are we giving money to Israel? Why are we selling weapons in Saudi Arabia and then using our jets to refuel their jets that are creating a humanitarian crisis in Yemen? My guess is nobody here has ever served this country. Oh, you must be. Yeah, plenty of people here have served their country. I've never been in the military, but I've done 7 comedy tours in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Kuwait. And I saw people signing up to join the military for noble reasons, but also people signing up to join the military because there's no jobs and they can't afford college tuition. So they had to sign up for the military. When the recession hit in 2008, that was created by Wall Street, that was bailed out by George Bush and Obama. Not a big fan of Obama here, Jer. You might be confused. All of these soldiers were re-upping because there was no jobs, because jobs had been shipped overseas by Reagan, H.W. Bush, Clinton, the second Bush, NAFTA, TPP. Do you know that? So I saw people were like, I had to re-enlist to go back to Iraq for my second and third deployment because there was no jobs, because the corporatists, the real people that run this country, shipped all the jobs away. The 1%ers, Jerry, that are trying to fuck you over and me and all these godless non-soldier hippies that you think you're talking to, they fucked us all over, Jerry. So wake up to that fact. Yeah, Jerry, punch up, not down. The 1%ers, there's who fucking you're over. There's the reason we don't have college tuition for everybody. Don't you want your kids and your neighbors' kids to have a free college tuition? Because let me tell you something. If everyone's got a good free college tuition and college is an option, our crime rate goes down. Do we have an opioid epidemic if this goes down? Who's creating this? The 1%. They own both parties, Jerry. Wake up to this fact. Greetings from Germany. Is it the 1% or the government? The 1% owns the government, Jerry. That's the thing you got to understand. The 1% owns the government. Big oil, big pharmaceutical, they give money to both parties equally. Jerry, did you know that? You're not here to listen or learn. You just want to make, because you think you're arguing with libtards on the internet is my guess, but you don't want to listen or learn. That's fine. That's your business. 22 vets a day kill themselves, Jerry, because of fighting these bullshit corporate wars. Not for freedom, for ExxonMobil, for Halliburton, for Boeing, for Raytheon. You should get on the right side, friend. They're sticking it to you, and they want you divided. They want you, oh, red state, blue state. You liberals want everything handed to you. And then we think, oh, you right-wingers are just Bible-thumping gun nuts. They want us to fight each other that way, Jerry, but you don't want to see that reality, do you? Deep breath, do some reading. Don't watch Fox News or MSNBC. They're all bullshit. Watch who buys ad time on Fox and MSNBC and CNN, Jerry. Who's buying ad time on those channels? Who's buying ad time? Boeing, Raytheon, pharmaceutical, big oil, the military. Obama took us from 2 wars to 7. Goldman Sachs has had former Goldman Sachs members have been in every single presidential cabinet since Reagan. So yes, to answer your question, the 1% owns the government. Time to wake up, Jerry. Get some coffee, friend. Wake it up. Yeah, Obama's cabinet was appointed by Citigroup. Whoa. Oh, Jerry, you're going to get rude. You're out, friend. There you go. You get the big block. You start calling people personally idiots. If you can't have a reasonable discussion here, Jerry, I'm taking you out, friend. You're being a disrespectful. You're dishonoring the uniform by calling Marsha an idiot. You sicken me. My uncle fought in World War II and Korea. You're done, friend. I'm pulling your card. You won't even put your full last name up there. You must be afraid of something, Jerry. Guess what? Done. Blocked. Sucking it, Jerry. Got a little fired up, guys. New smoothie recipe got me fired up. Jerry's probably 14 years old. Yeah, War's a Racket. Read that one. Read that by Smedley Butler. Jeremy Chase, aren't you a vet? He just said there's probably no vets on this stream. It wasn't so bad. Don't make it permanent. Well, we'll see. I'm a little protective. Nobody's going to talk that way to Marsha. Easy on Jerry. Everyone's in a different point of their enlightenment. I was up for that. But when he says, Marsha, you're an idiot, I'm not going to have that here. We're not going to have that here. We're not going to have that here. Graham, speaking of war, it appears to me that the GOP is itching to go to war with Iran. We cannot let that happen. I want the progressives to be very anti-war. Go Ro Khanna. Absolutely. But let's talk about the GOP. Absolutely is. They want war with Iran, but it's from the left too. The war machine, man. The GOP is in power, so they want war. But if Hillary would have won and we had a Democratic House and Senate, man, she'd be pushing for war in Iran. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, the Dems voted for a defense budget larger than Trump's. Absolutely. I recently read that Tulsi is thinking of running for president in 2020. We cannot split the progressive votes. I also read that Senator Jeff Merkley are considering a run. Yeah. A war with Iran would be a world war. If that happens, our civilization is over. Yeah, I know. Well, let's tie into the Tulsi thing and the war with Iran. I don't want to split the progressive votes, but I think we actually should have a healthy, robust primary. You know what I mean? Where America gets to really try to decide who's best, right? And do that thing of, like, wouldn't it be great in the primary to have Bernie and Tulsi debate the issues? Because, you know, it wouldn't be rude and there wouldn't be some bullshit sex scandal. They would be two highly intelligent people that both respect each other, that might have some different points of view on how to get it done. Now, I assume you're talking about whoever gets the nomination. But that's the kind of thing, like, if either one of them got the nomination, they would probably take the other one as VP. And that would unify. That's the thing. Like, had Hillary, I mean, we all know this, had Hillary said, Bernie's my VP instead of Tim Kaine, some diehard Bernie people, maybe some of you even, would have said, I'm out. I don't, you know, I can't do this. I probably would have voted for her because I would have said, you know what? At least Bernie's there. He's going to be in the room. He can help influence things. And I like that he's a heartbeat away from the presidency. So I would have been okay with that. There've been two people that are fairly old, but I would have been okay with that. So that's what I would actually like to see. Part of democracy, in my opinion, is having healthy, reasonable debates. Coming on here and calling people idiots, that's not a reasonable debate. So I don't know. I understand about splitting progressive vote, and I don't want to see Trump reelected, but I'd like to see a healthy debate, not that freak show we saw in 2016. We had kind of a decent debate between Hillary and Bernie a little bit, but wouldn't it be great to see two people that you respected, 3 people, 4 people that you respected, debating things, and they go, oh, that's a good point. You know what? She brought up a good point. You know what? That's not what. Wouldn't that be good versus, oh, this person is so horrifyingly offensive. This person's just not as horrifyingly offensive. Those presidential debates between Hillary and Trump were an embarrassment to not just America and this fake democracy, which is a kleptocracy, as we know, but it was an embarrassment to civilized humanity. It was preposterous. Brendan Beachy, Dems are dead because next line of attack is so annoying. Of course he's done. What's your policy prescription to beat him? Yeah. Wait, next votes after the... Okay, cool. Sorry, I read both those at the same time. Celeste Holmes, what's up? Bernie may have been cheated out of the nomination, but he's winning the policy debate and people are responding. Yeah, absolutely. And Steve Richter brings up a good point. Progressives will soon have a deep bench. Yeah, it shouldn't just be one guy. Well, that's the thing, that if Bernie ran, I mean, look, he won against Disney. He won against Amazon without even passing laws. He just got them to up it to $15 an hour. And as I've said, I mean, it's a victory. It's definitely a victory. It's not a huge one, and it's also a tactic by Amazon to not have to unionize because they're scared their Whole Foods employees are wanting to unionize. So Jeff Bezos does not want his Amazon employees to unionize. As I talked about the Friday after Thanksgiving, that whole weekend, Black Friday, Amazon workers in Spain and Germany walked out. So, but the point you're bringing up, yeah, Bernie just keeps winning the policy thing. He just keeps saying the policy thing, and the fact that, as I just showed earlier, Ocasio-Cortez is saying they're talking about climate change in a national security meeting of new Congress people. Woo, that's important. So I think Green New Deal and Medicare for All are actually starting to resonate with a lot of people, because you take away people's health care. It's like people are like, I don't like Obamacare, but I like the Affordable Care Act. Well, those people need to understand they're the same thing. So That's what needs to happen. So if Bernie gets the nomination, I'd like to see it, provided they don't screw him out of it. Who knows? Vermont Bred Smith. Graham, can I help you and Ron book a gig in the Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington, Vermont? Yeah, that could, email me, graham@grahamelwood.com. We're going to look to come to the East Coast in June. So we'd love to come all the way up to Vermont. That'd be awesome. I would do that. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, Jay Friedman. Green New Deal is a Green Party policy. Yeah, absolutely. And newly elected Democrats are pushing the Green New Deal. Should we give credit to the Green Party? Absolutely. Do I want to see more Green Party candidates? Absolutely. But ultimately, I want to see a Green New Deal. And I don't want to waste a lot of time quibbling over who came up with it. I mean, give people credit for sure. Like, if any progressive Democrat gets elected president, put Jill Stein in the cabinet somewhere. I would. If I was president, my VP would be Tulsi. Stephanie Kelton would be Secretary of Treasury. Jill Stein would run maybe Secretary of the Interior or the EPA. That's what I do. Anyway. Some of the Greens seem to be mad they are not getting credit for it. And I understand that, and it's a valid point. I mean, it is a valid point. Like, give them credit that the Green Party came up with this for sure. But if the ultimate thing is to save the planet, and the way to do that is implement a Green New Deal, then however that gets done, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to see it happen. I guess the Green Party should get credit, but I just want to see it happen. Yeah. You get a fake Green New Deal with the Dems. That's a great point. Zogzolix. Yeah, that's what I mean. I want a real Green New Deal, not a gutted Democrat centrist Green New Deal. That's not a Green New Deal. That's a Democrat New Deal. A fake corporate New Deal. That, I agree with you. That could easily happen. You get France with the Dems Green New Deal. Absolutely. Yeah, Turbog 100. The Green Party's Green New Deal is strongly anti-imperialist. Let's see how strongly the New Dems champion the anti-war message. Yeah, that's a good point. What's up, Everyday Progressive Show? Celeste Holmes, the ACA was an in to get the government to transfer money into their banks while providing unaffordable policies and high deductible plans. That's a great point. That's a great point. Don't forget, you guys, you can support the show on Streamlabs. It's in the title, streamlabs.com/Graham Elwood. Ho! Hey, Marcia Smith, thank you for supporting the show. If you go to streamlabs.com/Graham Elwood, it's another great way to support the show. The money goes, you go through PayPal. If you prefer to use PayPal, if you don't want to go through Google, I totally get it. Much love and progressive blessings. Hey guys, progressive blessings. Just talking in front of like a blue cloud. I don't know if it's like water or like Smurf blood or whatever, but thanks guys. Thoughts and live streams. There you go. Progressive blessings to you. Celeste Holmes, did you see Marlboro's owners are putting $1 billion into a pot grower in Canada? Man, I just heard about that, and I want to do a story on that. I'm going to look into that because it's... I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, my first instinct is, uh-oh, the corporations are coming in. You knew this would happen, though. But then when I think about it a little further, I go, can be, and pot has way more medical uses and is better than so many pharmaceutical drugs. So in the long run, maybe it's a good thing that a tobacco company is going to transition to pot, because cigarettes are really just not good for you on any level. I don't know. I got to think about that more and do more research on it, but thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, John Boehner's jumping on the cannabis bandwagon. You got it, Henry Gustav. Soldiers do drop cluster bombs in villages. Jeremy Chase, sorry about calling out a bunch of anti-war people in a chat. Part of a death cult isn't exactly. Oh, man. Lots of money to be made in weed, for sure. Trying to be fine. Hey, just got home and found myself unsubscribed, resubscribed. See, man? They're doing it. Make sure you guys are subscribed. You might have subscribed to this show 5 times, and they've unsubscribed you. So, oh boy. Zox, Povox, just subscribe. Thank you, Toddy fan. Marble Spliffs coming soon. The Marlboro Man. He's just like on a pipe or something. So you ride up on a horse with a bong. RJ Reynolds, Philip Morris, and Bayer Monsanto bought up a couple million acres in Northern Cal years ago. Ooh, good to know. Oh, God, this is all right. We tried. We tried, guys. Tried. Burn one Boehner. So according to Slow News Day, corporate cannabis has already crippled California growers. It'll only get worse from here on out. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's the bets. That's why my initial fear of hearing about Marlboro is like, because they're going to stick it to family farmers and stuff like that. I don't like. You would say government is a murder cult. Yeah. Better than throwing users in jail. I'll say that's a good point. Andrew Sweet. Yeah. I don't want to see pot farmers or any farmers, independent farmers hurt, and I don't want to see that. But I'd rather see people not be in prison for smoking a plant. That's the worst thing that's happening right now. And that's why it needs to be decriminalized on a federal level. No one should be in jail for smoking a plant. Tobacco is a plant, not good for you. It can make people irritable, whatever, but you should be able to smoke that legally. Good point. Mo Money. Oddly enough, even if I just own stocks in a cannabis corp, I can be denied access to the United States of America. God, that's insane. Good looking honky. Graham Peter North here, old porn star. I agree. Thanks, Pete. Good to see you. Okay, that's a psycho one. It's like Troll Sunday. It's like Big Troll Sunday. Big Troll Sunday. What happens when Amazon takes over the cannabis industry? Great question, Kinky. Great question. Well, that's why, again, like my initial fear when I hear big corporations, they're going to do what they do, just buy everything up, stick it to the independent, the mom and pop farm, the family farm. Just sorry, you're done. Yeah, it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Good point. I'll go back to the Good people at Streamlabs and the YouTube. What's up, Esmeralda Lindemann? Oh, great. So talking to Kinky, have you seen Sorry to Bother You? It'll be a lot like that when Amazon takes over cannabis. Yeah, that's a great point. Sorry to Bother You is a really good movie. It's funny, and man, is it a anti-capitalist movie. It is. Lakeith Stanfield is the lead actor. He's great in it. It makes so many good points. They shot it in Oakland. You'll notice in every shot when they're outside, there's tents and homeless people in the background. It's a really solid movie. Plantastic Life. Dominic, thank you for supporting the show. Shave them down. Make Gotham great. You guys are just writing jokes now, which is fantastic. If people are jailed for smoking a plant, then they should be jailed for smoking a ham. You filthy ham smokers. All hopped up on that ham smoke. All crazy. It's a gateway meat. Smoking ham is a gateway meat. You guys are writing good jokes today. Thank you for supporting the show, man. Amazona Joera. Shave them down, baby. Wheat flavor infused ham. I'd try it. Oh, thank you, Plantastic Life. Celeste Holmes, did you read about the country of Luxembourg making all public transportation free? God, those filthy hippies. Why are my tax dollars? They should bootstrap their way on a train. Wait, what? That doesn't make let me read that whole thing again. A tiny country can do it, but the richest country in the world, nah, we got economic parasites to provide for. Absolutely. It's such a great point. You know, that's such a great point, Celeste. Thank you. That's, yeah. Cigarettes also have 7,000 chemicals added to them. Yeah, ham is a gateway meat, guys. Never forget it. Don't be gateway meters. You filthy, unshaven knuckle gateway meters. Meat eaters. Meters. That I'll let back in because it's concise. Taj Marie, do you think Pelosi will try to be Speaker of the House indefinitely? Yes, she has an AI. They've built a Pelosi AI that she's going to turn loose. It's going to be in the House of Congress for 7,000 years. Just going, I'll fight for you. I'm for Wall Street. Yes. One of those AIs that killed those 29 people, maybe, maybe not, that I did that video on. One of them is designed for Pelosi. Now I'm just saying crazy shit. Too bad Jerry Kay's not here to listen to this. Bologna is a gateway meat. Bacon is the hard stuff. Andrew Church, gateway meat. Yeah, you're just coming in. So Plantastic Life donated the super chat, thank you, and said, if smoking a plant gets you thrown into jail, then so should smoking a ham. Which I said, yeah, stop smoking hams. You crazy. It makes you nut. I go, ham is a gateway meat. That's where that joke, that's the. Where does bacon come from? Ham, yes. Yes, it's like mainlining ham. Bacon is like mainlining ham. Good point. Jana Kelton, I'm waiting for the lab-grown meat. Bacon-wrapped hamburger. See what I'm saying? See how gateway smoking, meat, ham gatewayness turns you into a bacon-eating murder sausage. What? That's not a sentence. What am I, Jay Friedman? Bacon comes from the belly, not the ham. Oh, God, now we're having a meat discussion. If meat is a carcinogen, how come my girlfriend doesn't have cancer? All right, now we're getting in. Now we're doing this. We'll just turn this into open mic night. True ham addict. I need help. Well, guys, there's got to be a ham support group. Ham Smokers Anonymous. Look it up, guys. Get help. It takes a lot of courage to say you got a ham problem. Ham is rum. Oh, God. Pago Pelosi could end up the first female POTUS if Mueller ties Pence to anything illegal by Trump campaign. Pence was head of the transition team. Yeah, I know. You stuff meat into meat and get a meat genocide. Well, this chat kind of went off the rails, huh? Kind of. Oh, fantastic. Good meat talk, guys. Good super meat chat. Super meat chat. Make out the meat again. Triana Befine, yes, we have talked about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez at the top of the chat. We talked about her basically live tweeting all the lobbyists that are in the congressional orientation and how messed up it is. And one of them was like, we've had 6 corporate leaders, but no labor. That's huge that she's doing that. What about a turducken? That's like a speedball with some Xanax. Hello, Jerry K. Different spelling. Jerry with a G. All your first names should start with G, like Gotham. My actual name is Ram, but I put a G on it. Saving the world 1 meat at a time. I'm sorry, guys. As a vegetarian, all this meat talk is just starting to bother me. I might have to throw blood on you. Yeah, now I'm hungry too. I gotta go eat some veggie meat. I got a whole I got these new veggie. All right, I'm gonna take a break here. Show you. I really like these. Nope, that's the wrong one. These veggie, these are really good. I really like this company. Shave your meatballs, guys. Shave your meat knuckles. Going back in the freezer. Good meat talk. Really good meat talk. Pork chops are my chocolate. Hillary balls. Oh, man. The sponsor, yeah. Is the 8th step in Meat Eaters Anonymous when you go around apologizing to cows? It's actually steps 8 and 9. Not that I would know. Yeah, you got to go around and apologize to cows. You got to go to a petting zoo and apologize and go meow, 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 meow. I'm sorry. I don't know why you do it like a Mr. Rogers character. That's not, I didn't write the rules. Not available in Wisconsin, Progressive Meat Talk. Steve Richter, I'm vegan, crabless cakes and fishless fillets. Oh, boy. Yes, let me know how you like them. You feed the cow seaweed, no gas from them. Oh, thanks, Roger. Good to know. France is writing over lack of swine. Stop tipping them too. Cow atonement 8 step. Jay Freeman, you keep tweeting this thing. You see posting the same thing over and over. You think the people in the rural areas are in a military cult. You're calling everyone Nazis. We've heard you. It's yeah, got it. It's a little just all thing and the all caps, and then they got I put you in a timeout, and then you come back saying the same shit. All right, stop smoking so much ham. What about eggs and fish? You know, I wish I could say I was full vegan. I eat eggs on occasion. I try not to eat fish, but I had a doctor uh, tell me the little fish is okay. And sometimes when I'm traveling on the road, it's hard because all like if I have to go out to eat from almost all my meals when I'm traveling. So it's like I can only eat so many, veggie burgers and salads and, bean and rice burritos when I'm on the road or whatever. So every once in a while, like I'm traveling and I got to go to I got to eat at like an Applebee's or whatever because that's the only option. It's like the only vegetarian. There's salad, there's a veggie burger, and then there's like a fish platter with like steamed vegetables and rice. And so sometimes I'll eat that. I got to admit that. Plants can't run. I eat the fish I catch. It's good for you. Yes. Yeah, no one said we like bombing other countries, Jay. For you, I don't really know what the deal is, dude. This is a very anti-war platform. We're all very much anti-war here. I don't know where you're coming from. I'd like Moose Gal. I'd like to switch my life to a vegetarian one, but my old nurse practitioner said no, since most people do it wrong. Do you have any tips for me? Thoughts? You seem healthy. There's a really good book called The Gradual Vegetarian that shows you what foods to eat. I would also talk to Plantastic Life. Dominic seems to be quite knowledgeable on this subject. Because as is anything, if you just stop all of a sudden and don't research what foods to substitute and stuff like that, it can be really not great for your body, especially if you've been eating meats for a certain way for a certain amount of time. So that's what I would do. Taj Marie, you should try bringing avocados on your trips. They're a good source of the right kind of fat, and you can actually fast on them. Oh, good to know. All right, dude. We have vegans in the military that have no problem killing babies and human babies. Yeah. It's a military industrial complex. We're not fans of it, dude. The corporations that go fight the war and then regular people have to go to war to fight these things, it's brutal. We're all against it. Okay? Here comes another TO friend. We got to settle you down. Oh, man. Where's Jerry? Now this. Jeremy Chase, I work at a cemetery and freely speak with honor guards about war. Your approach is shit. All right. I'm not a vegetarian, but make veggie pasta, veggie pizza. Nice. You're not a big football fan, but there's a good game on? All right. Have a joint. Yeah. Moose Gal, contact through the Plantastic Life website. Go to that website. Anyone who's thinking about it. It's a really cool website, and they've got great information. If you're thinking about being more, we've talked, one of the great ways to support the environment is to eat less meat. And a website like Plantastic Life, which is a great supporter of the show and is part of this progressive community, use the resources of each other, you guys. There's a lot of, I think that's the problem. People go from eating meat every day and they just stop, and then they're just eating salad and quesadillas or something, and then they have no more energy or whatever. So just do some research. But even if let's say you're an avid meat eater, even if you just pick one day a week where you don't eat meat, just buy a little less. It'll help. Go to a vegan restaurant with a friend, like to mix it up. Yes. Come to LA. I'll take you to a vegan restaurant. The last necessary war was World War II. Everyone since then has been, so war profiteers can profit. Yeah. I only eat progressives. Haha. So many potatoes. Right on. Right on. Plantastic Life is here. Hey, Mares, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Just catching up. Love that brand too. The meatless chicken teriyaki strips are great. Yeah, they make great stuff, man. That's the thing too. Why I used to eat a lot of meat growing up in Chicago, Midwest, big meat eating town. And so I had to find these substitutes. And Jimmy Dore has started to get turned on. Him and Steph they're starting to eat less meat. And that's what helped me. They're also good sources of protein. It's veggie protein. And so that's a good thing if you're transitioning. Like, what do I make? Buy the vegetarian, just try a couple of these veggie alternatives. You might be like, nope, not for me. The meatballs, they're good. You put them in a nice meat sauce with spices over pasta. I've had meat eater friends go, I can't really tell the difference. These are great. Just buy a product here and then just try it. If you're a meat eater, just try one. Don't spend a lot of money. Just try it out and see if you like it. What am I, a parent now? Just eat one bite and then you can have a salad and go to bed. And make toast. Not applicable, but really though, aren't plants life too? Why is it ethical to eat them? They don't have a nervous system. It's a fair question. They don't feel pain. An animal feels pain. Just like we have a nervous system, right? So I feel that, we feel that, as does an animal. Plants don't. They don't have a central nervous system. That's why. I'm not a vegetarian because I love animals. I'm a vegetarian because I hate plants. Yeah, that's the other thing. Plants are fucking dicks, man. Just sitting there blowing in the wind. I need water and sun. It's time to take them out. Good point. Someone had to say it. Chomsky. Noam Chomsky just had a birthday. Roger Nichols. Love you in Washington State. Come back soon. Yeah, we will be back in the Northwest, man. Thanks for being on the show. Let's see where we're at. Jeremy Walker, plants do react in ways that suggest they feel pain. I don't know, Jeremy, but I don't know if they feel pain. They don't have a central nervous system. So they protect themselves if a leaf gets cut off or whatever, but feel pain the way you and I feel pain, the way an animal feels pain. You brand a cow, it moans because it's in pain. You hit or hurt an animal or whatever, they feel pain. A plant doesn't have a central nervous system. I'm not a biology doctor, but I'm pretty sure that I know is a fact. Oh, plants are sick, but they're dicks, right? Didn't we say this already? I know a vegetarian says because he hates animals. Nutrition Facts YT channel has helped me out a lot too. Thank you, Steve, for putting it out there. Friday was Noam Chomsky's birthday. The Italians know how to do great vegetarian food. That's another thing too. Annabelle brings up a great point. A lot of like Thai food, you can get any of the dishes at most Thai restaurants with tofu. Any of the curries, almost all Thai restaurants that I've ever been to, because it's a part of their diet, they'll have it, chicken curry, shrimp curry, whatever. Ask them, can I get this with tofu in there? I personally like fried tofu. That's when I go to Thai restaurants. When I get my curry or my pad Thai or something like that, I'll get tofu on there. Indian food is great if you're a vegetarian. Thai food is great if you're vegan as well. Indian food sometimes is They use some dairy and stuff in some of their things. So if you're strict vegan, obviously you might know this already, but if you're someone who's out there, like some of you that are thinking about becoming a vegetarian, Thai food, Indian food's great. And, you know, a lot of other Asian, well, Chinese food and Japanese and sushi and stuff like that, you can get those typically with some of the main, you can get plenty of sushi without any meat in it. You can get a veggie roll, miso soup's great, edamame. I love the teriyaki, like teriyaki vegetables. Oh, that stuff's great, man. Vietnamese is good too. Indian chickpea curry. God, I'm getting so hungry. They've measured the alpha waves of plants, and they do scream when they're killed. All right. Okay. I don't know. Kate, this is the one thing that changed for me, was that I tried different cuisines I wouldn't have tried if I just kept eating steak and potatoes. Great point, Kate. I'll say that too. I never ate much Asian food. Never ate Indian food. And when I became a vegetarian, I started eating a buddy of mine had been a vegetarian for years. He goes, Indian food's kind of a staple. And it's great. Mediterranean food, really good. Yeah, Vietnamese. Ethiopian food, really good. Oh my God. So go try the different restaurants, because then it opens yourself up to, like you say, like I grew up in the Midwest, steak, potatoes, hamburger, that kind of stuff. And you start, and then man, you get these other cultures, and the spices they use, it's so good. Right on. Oh, Chow and Daiya veggie cheeses make great grilled cheese sandwiches. Dude, Steve Richter is on the case on that one. Yeah, Daiya makes great vegan cheeses. Shredded, slices for sandwiches. Like, I get veggie meat and vegan cheese, and I make like I still like that, like, sandwich thing. Yeah. Excuse me, good point. Balthazar 228, just no. Tofu sucks if you're in menopause. Hot flashes. Good to know. I didn't know that. Vegan cheese, that's an oxymoron. That's like vegan meatloaf. Well, what are you going to call it? You got to, from a branding standpoint, what are you going to call it? Non-dairy coagulant slice? You got to call it cheese. We all know what cheese is. There's vegan cheese. What are you going to call it? Shredded thing? Like, I'm someone that's trying to stop eating cheese and dairy. You show me vegan cheese, I get that it's a marketing thing. Let's not get into a semantic thing. 8 Vietnamese ones tasted like chicken. Oh, we're back to jokes. The Chicago deep dish is unholy, a vegan one. Yeah, Chicago pizza's, I don't know. When I go back there every once in a while, I'll just have to get at least a slice or two of Chicago pizza. It's so good. It's why I was 20 pounds heavier when I lived in Chicago. So I'll eat it once a year, but it's fantastic. If you're allergic to dairy, then you should get vegan cheese. Come on. If you can't do tofu because of the hormones, tempeh can be better. Yep. Yeah, and that seitan stuff. Seitan, I don't know if Satan. You just cook up some Satan. That's really good. Get some hot Satan and smoke a ham, and you're all wigged out. Oh, I'm in a drug rage. That's what happens. 10 gallons of water to grow one almond. That's a good point. But here's the thing I want to bring up about the water and the stuff like that. It takes a lot of water to grow an almond. In my opinion, living in California, we've had to deal with drought. The solution to that is not to grow less almonds, because we have not maxed out being efficient in our water usage, right? So in Los Angeles, they have these rivers that were just basically drains. So we just had a big rainstorm. It all drains into the ocean. At one place near the Santa Monica Pier, they built what's called a SMRF, a Santa Monica Urban Runoff Facility. What that does, captures the rainwater, filters it, cleans it, puts it back into the system. So it's keeping the oceans cleaner, and it is saving rainwater. So we need to max out our rain reclamation, our water reclamation first. Like the city of Los Angeles was giving rain barrels, right? So if you have a house, you just put it's a 50-gallon drum, and you have it, your gutter just drop. There's like an opening with a mesh thing at the top, and the rainwater goes right in there. And there's a spigot at the bottom. You can put a hose on. So we need to maximize our efficiency with water, collecting as much rainwater and reusing it as much as possible. That's key. If every roof had at least one barrel, how many hundreds of millions of gallons would be saved? Waterless urinals are big. We start doing that first. We need to start doing that first before we talk about how much. If after we do all those things, we're still spending too much water on almonds. Okay, let's have that discussion. You know what I mean? Like, let's get as efficient as we possibly can. Let's try to capture every drop of rain. We're not doing that yet. We need to use less water, for starters. Big lawns. California is a desert. We shouldn't do that. You know, big fountains and stuff. We shouldn't do that. Hosing down your sidewalks and stuff. Nope. Use a broom, not a gas-powered blower. That's not good for the environment. Like, find all these little solutions. Like, I wish my apartment building, I talk to my building manager about trying to get some of those rain, like some cities have given them away in the rain buckets. I have a friend of mine who got one rain barrel for his house. And then he started getting more and more and more. Now, he doesn't need the city of Los Angeles's water until he gets into like April or May. So from like May through October, it never rains here, almost never. So what happens if we have a dry winter, then it exacerbates the drought. How it should go, and this just happened, we've had some big storms, so that puts snow in the mountains in California, and then that melts off, and that's how we get our water. But we need to save more of it. I went off a little bit of a thing there, but thank you. Hi, Streamlabs. Vegan donated. I ate vegan for a week. They taste like pork. I'm ready to impart animal level consciousness into plants so they can experience true suffering and thusly become tasty. All right. Thank you, vegan. I know that's Balthazar228. God bless you and your shaved knuckles for that. You guys I appreciate you guys spending the money on the good jokes. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. And A. Maris, thank you for supporting the show. Good to see you back here. Have you started growing your own veggies yet? Man, if I can't. All right, maybe you guys can help me with this. I live in an apartment. Jesus, some more almond milk puts California happy cows out of business. That's funny. Guardian has a great article about most eco non-dairy replacement is oat milk. Still love my Khalifa almond creamer. Okay. Fracking is evil. Thank you, Jerry K. Amaris, back to your question. I don't have like an apartment with a little patio. I don't get any direct sun. So I don't know how I would grow my own veggies. Is there a thing out there that you can like do a little thing? I don't know where I would do it. This is taking up a lot of space. So I don't know. I would love to. I'd love to have a little backyard again. I would grow my own vegetables. It would be great. I used to have a backyard years ago. I Had a lemon tree, had an orange tree, grew some vegetables. It was great. I would love to grow my own vegetables. Thank you for asking that. Celery is suffering just by existing. Allotment garden, Graham. Okay. Grow mushrooms. Oh, topsy-turvy could help grow your own vegetables. Thanks, Jesus. What about Mitchell's idea? No, Mitchell brings up a great point. I just don't have the space. He's got like a basement. I got a 1-bedroom apartment, and this thing, I got rid of I had a table and chairs. That's what I used to eat at. Now I sit on the couch like some loner weirdo. Couch. So I don't know where this thing would go. That's my only point. Is there a co-op in your area who grows vegetables on a plot of land? Ooh, that's a good point. There might be. I'll look into that. There is a community garden by me. I don't know what you have to do to get involved in it. It just seems like a big undertaking. I'm so busy, and it would be like I would need it in my home, quite honestly. I would need to like every morning just wake up, work on it, go about my day. If it's like at a place and I got to go, then I'm going to forget about it. I don't know. It seems like a lot. Would take up a lot of real estate. Jeremy Corbin, this is from Sid Finch. Thank you for joining us. Is famous for lovingly tending his vegetable allotment. Oh, that's cool. Corbin's awesome. Moose Gal, if you want an indoor garden, check this out. All right, areogarden.com. Cool. All this vegan talk would have really pissed Jerry off. Oh, yeah. Why don't you eat steaks? We can't grow mushrooms in California. It's only legal to mail or order spores out of the state. Oh, right. Community garden is the same. Hanging tomato garden. Oh, that's cool. Vertical aeroponics would waste the least amount of water. Good to know, John Smith. Well, fantastic. I knew you guys would have great ideas. I knew you would. You should watch all 4 parts of how the food industry is deceiving you on YouTube. Good to know. I can help you set up a small but useful apartment garden. Oh, cool. Thank you. Why should I have to pay for other people's vegetables? You're not a vet. Wanting to pay for other people's vegetables. What? So you don't want people to eat and have good food? Shut up, hippie. Oh. There's Nazis in the country. Why? Fantastic. Life is helping people out. All right, guys, I gotta you guys are killing me today. I had kind of an intense thing yesterday, and I just didn't know if this. I was like, if this chat turns into a big fighty thing, I'm not going to be down with it. But it was so fun today. So let me thank everybody that supported the show. You guys are fantastic. I love doing this. First of all, Natural Progressive, Chris, thank you for supporting the show. Go watch Natural Progressive. She's fantastic. You've seen her. I've interviewed her a bunch of times. Matthew Jones, thank you. Shave them down. Fantastic Life, Dominic, helping us live healthier lives. Taj Marie. Oh, I forgot to read this one. WikiLeaks has a GoFundMe to sue the DNC. Oh, okay, Taj Marie. So let me put that. Go to wikileaks.com, and they want to sue the DNC. I did a Unity for J thing Friday, which is very cool. Susie Dawson set me up, and I actually got to talk with Chris Hedges. It's so great. When I have time, I got to do some editing. I'm going to put it on my channel, so look out for that. That's fantastic. Thank you, Taj Marie. James W.P. Martin, thank you for supporting the show. Kinky, thank you. You're great. Fantastic Life again. Boom. A. Mares, right on. Oh, Kate, please show the apartment garden. Love your show. What does your shirt mean? I turned in late. If I get an apartment garden set up, I will show it. This shirt means Eddie would go. So Eddie I Cow. There's a 30 for 30 from ESPN called this Eddie would go. There's also a book called this. Eddie I Cow was this Hawaiian surfer who was the first lifeguard on Waimea Beach in the North Shore. In like the 50s and 60s, people just came to the North Shore of Oahu and started surfing. And it was nuts. In the winter, they get 30, 40-foot waves. It's crazy. And he was a lifeguard, and he was what they call a waterman in Hawaii. It means he would free dive. You just get goggles and fins and go down and fish. And he was a lifeguard, and he would always go save, and he saved countless people, right, on Waimea Beach. There was a boat ride. They were trying to recreate the original settlers. They're not sure, but they think the original settlers to the Hawaiian Islands came up from Tahiti. Literally, like, took a boat hundreds of miles, if not more, like 1,000 years ago, whatever. I'm a little vague on the history. So they built this boat out of the original materials, you know, bamboo and to sail down there. And they came into rough situations, and the boats, the sail was broken. They were dead in the water. They didn't know if anyone had seen them. And Eddie said, "I'll swim back to the shore." They were a good 20 miles off the shore, but he was an expert swimmer. He said, "I'm going to swim off back to the shore to get us help." And he swam away. And they got rescued, but he was never found. So that was sort of a battle cry. Eddie would go. Like, Eddie would jump in. Eddie would put his life on the line to save people. So now the Eddie is the Eddie I Cow Memorial. It's a surf competition in Waimea Bay, and it only happens when the waves are, I believe, 30 feet or higher. So when they watch the swell predictions and they know there's a 30-foot or higher swell going to hit Waimea Bay, it's invite only. And it doesn't happen every year because sometimes it doesn't happen. They'll say the Eddie is on from like December through January or February or something like that. And when they see the predictions, then every pro surfer that's invited stops what they're doing and they go to the Eddie. It's a very prestigious thing. So Google Eddie would go. It's a really cool thing. Thanks for asking that. You guys are fantastic. Thanks, Kate. Spirit of a hero, absolutely. Nazi vegetables, I hate them. I know, they're the worst. Glad you got to watch it live. You guys are, hey, Vegan Trove, what's up? Yeah, I will show the apartment garden when I get it set up. Thanks, Kate. Say again, Eddie I Cow, Aikau, Hawaiian name, Eddie I Cow. If you can watch the 30 for 30 called Eddie Would Go, great documentary about who he was. If you can read the book, man, I'd put that on the Goodreads. That's a fantastic book. So, and then I want to thank everybody that donated on the Streamlabs, which is Marsha Smith. Thank you, Marsha. We'll see you on the 22nd. And Vegan, you guys are great. Sorry if I got too mad at Jerry in the beginning. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Laura Power. I Cow. Thank you, guys. You guys are all fantastic. Don't worry, Vegan Trove, with the time zones. I know it's crazy. You guys are all fantastic. This is a piece. I'm going to show you this real quick because I know it's in the corner. This is a piece of art I bought in Iraq. These are Bedouins. I've found them print. They're like basically nomads that live in the Middle East. And I bought this at when I was in Iraq in 2008, I believe, doing shows for the military. I don't know if Jerry would like this. I should have bought an American flag. So I just wanted to show you that because I love that artwork. If you remind me, maybe next time I'll show you like the certificates and challenge coins I got over there. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe I'll do that as a separate video. You guys are great. thank you so much for joining us. I really like the conversations we have, and I appreciate all the things you bring up and letting me know that plants are getting murdered every day and we're doing nothing because the countryside is riddled with Nazis. So you're all godless hippies. Thank you for making Gotham great again. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the knuckles.